Hello students, this is Andrew. Today we are going to discuss about the topic called the functions. So this topic we have already discussed in the class. We saw a few things about what is a function and why do we use functions in our C programming. Let's see it in more detail with some more examples. So as we already discussed, function means it is used to construct a program. So it is developing a program from smaller pieces. So it is like divide and rule policy. Like whenever a problem is given to you, so we can divide the problem into modules, into sub modules or smaller pieces of problems, and then we will solve each and every problem separately, and finally we will have a solution for our actual problem. So similarly, in our C programming, so we can divide our program into modules or pieces of programs, and that is called functions. So whenever you take a particular project, then we will have more functionalities to the project. So each and every functionalities can be developed separately, and finally all these functionalities can be integrated together to made it as a project. The same thing here also we are going to use, that is called as functions. So generally in every C programming we will have a function that is called as main function. The main function is a special function which is essential to execute every program. Without main program, a C program cannot get executed. There are other two different types of functions available. One is library functions, another one is user defined functions. So library functions are functions where the user cannot modify it. So already these functions are defined and already the predefined functions are available, and we are going to use that functions. So what are those library functions? The library functions are functions like printf function, scanf is a function, square root is a function, power is a function, and different other string functions, string length, string copy. So these things are called as functions, and these functions are already defined, and there are a set of code is available for those functions, and it is available in different header files. So those functions are predefined, and we are going to just call the functions, we are going to use the functions. And there are some other functions called user defined functions, where the user defined functions are users, as the users we are going to create a program, and we are going to give a meaning for the program name for the particular function. We are going to develop a function for our need to do a particular task, that is called as a user defined function. So definition for a function is a self-contained block or a subprogram of one or more statements that performs a special task when called. So only when the function is called, it will get executed and it can do some process. And benefits of functions, these are divide and conquer, code reusability, avoid code repetition. These things I've already told you. And then we'll see about the declaration of a function and function prototypes. Function prototype goes like this. There is a return value type, function name, and parameters. So each and every function will have a return type, what type of value that function is going to return when the function is getting called, and then what is the name of the function, because we need a name to call the function. The name can be any user defined name, and then the parameter list. So parameter list could be the values what we are going to pass to the function, and that is called as a parameter list. And it ends with a semicolon, that is called as a function declaration. So whenever we are declaring the function, it is just to inform the compiler that I'm going to use this function in my program, I'm going to define this function in my program. So that is what called as declaration. Then something called as function definition. Function definition has the body of the function, like when the function is getting called, what are the statements should be executed and how it should be developed and what task it is going to perform, that is called as function definition. So the return value type, same like your declaration, and the function name, same like your declaration, and the parameter list, whatever the parameters, whatever the types of values I'm going to pass to the function, that has to be specified over here. And then finally the declaration and the statements, whatever you want to perform inside the function. So there are three important things for a function. Whenever you are using a function in your program, there are three important things we have to use. One is function definition, function call, and function declaration. So function a declaration should be done before the function definition, and function call is necessary inside your main function, that is to call the function. The syntax for function declaration is ending with a semicolon. Syntax for function definition is with open curly brace and close curly brace, and the body of the function statements will be there. Function call does not have a return type. It will just use the function name, and the necessary arguments has to be passed. So these are the function syntaxes, declaration, and other things. So declaration of function and function prototypes. So here let's see some example program with the function. This is a normal program where we are going to perform an addition and addition of two numbers. So here two variables I'm going to declare, and then the variables has to be it should be summed up, and I should get the results. So generally, if I write the program, let's see one example. So I'm writing a program here just to add two numbers. So here I need to add two numbers, so I'm going to declare two variables, A and then B. Maybe I can ask the user to enter the values. So printf enter two numbers. So then scanf to get the values from the user. So two variables, so two %d represents integer number, so ampersand a comma ampersand b. So then I'm going to add these two numbers. So I need another variable to add these two numbers, so c, or I can directly print it also. So here I'm going to perform addition separately, and then I'm going to add the two numbers. So printf the sum is %d, and what value has to be printed, that is c. So this is a general program now. So this program shows like I'm going to have declared three variables. So two variables, I'm getting the input from the user, a and b, and then c is equal to a plus b. As we know, it is going to add these two numbers, and the result will be stored in c. Then I'm just printing the sum. So this program, this is a normal program, and let's see the same kind of program using function. So in this, see this, I just gave a name for a function. So first I have declared the function, and then there is a function call available, and then here is the function definition. Okay, the same thing I'm going to here the variables are directly initialized, and then it is summed up. Let's see this example, and then I'll translate that program with using function. So this program, let's see. So I'm going to add two numbers. So the function name, the probable name should be add or sum or addition, some kind of name I can give. So that name I have decided. Then let's see if whether the function has to return any value. Here the function is not going to return any value, so I just mentioned the return type as void. So what type of value it is going to return, whether the function is returning a value or not. First of all, we have to decide that, and then if the function is returning a value, what type of value it is going to return. So here the function is not returning any value, so I have just mentioned it as void. And then function declaration, so this function does not accept any arguments, so just open bracket and close bracket and semicolon, no arguments here. So this is called as function declaration. And then comes our main function. As you know, main function is essential for every program. And then I have called my function here at open bracket and close bracket semicolon. So this is called as function call. Only if you call the function, that function will be invoked, and then it will get executed. So let's see how your program will get executed. So your program execution will start from here, the main function. Then it will come inside, and then we have one function call, that is add, and then add, it will search whether the function is declared or not. It is declared, and then it will search for the function definition. The function definition is available here. This is just like a regular program code. So the function definition, it goes like this: return type, function name, and then without semicolon, open curly brace and close curly brace, and this is the function body. So this function body will get executed now. So a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, and then sum is equal to percentage d, that is a plus b. So these two values are added and then the answer is stored in sum. So this is how a function will get executed. So the output will be, we will get the output from this function. So similarly, let's see this program. So the same program I'm going to translate into a function program. So this function is also not going to return anything, so void. So I mentioned the function name as sum, and this is my function declaration. Okay, and then here I'm just going to remove all these things. Then here I have to call the function. So function call is here, and all those tasks, whatever text I have written inside the function, those things I'm going to write it inside this function body. Everything I have written here. So int a comma b comma c, printf enter two numbers, percentage d, ampersand a, ampersand b, and all those things, whatever I wanted to I mentioned inside the main function, everything has been put inside this sum. So let's see how it is going to execute. So our execution will start from the main function. It is having a one statement, that is sum. So some function is getting called, so it will check whether the function declaration is available. Then it will go for the function definition. It will go and execute all these lines. So variables will be declared, variables values are received, the arithmetic operation is carried out, and then you are getting the results here. So this is how normal functions are going to get executed. In the next video, we'll discuss the different types of function calls and what are the different types of arguments we can pass to the function and returning a value from the function. Thank you.